Oh yeah. Wait a minute, girl, can you slow down? Wait a minute, girl, what's the rush now? I wanna introduce myself to you. My name is one-on-one guy, to prefer nouns. I like the way you put your fists together. I like the way you do your hair in the morning. I see why all the boys want you, girl. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We got another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with 5 players that I believe was on the bubble / potentially get cut this off season. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Also, don't forget to check out my other channel, Juan Gotti TV. That link is down below in the description. Without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So, 5 guys that I think are on the bubble and / could potentially get cut at the end of training camp. There's a couple guys on this list that may be a surprise to you, or may actually be like, you know what, Juan, I could definitely see that too. Give me your guys' list down below. Alright, so first person that I had that could potentially be getting cut this off season is Logan Thomas. Now, I know the Washington Commanders coaching staff love Logan Thomas. Even though he hasn't been able to perform and stay healthy the past couple years, Ron Rivera loves Logan Thomas, and they genuinely think he could potentially get back to his old form. The thing is with Logan Thomas, and what I see is he's older. He's like 31. He's not getting any younger. He's not getting any faster, any quicker. So I think if Washington can get what they think they can get out of Cole Turner, out of Amani Rodgers, out of potentially Curtis Hodges, and even John Bates, that could leave them with the opportunity to cut Logan Thomas and just to move on from him. The thing is, you don't want to move on from him, but then without being comfortable with Amani Rodgers. That's why I could see them cutting Logan Thomas, but I don't think it's a guarantee that it happens, because unless like Amani Rodgers lights up the preseason, lights up training camp, or Cole Turner, one of these guys lights up the off season and the preseason, then I don't see them really moving on from Logan Thomas. But it is a possibility of when these guys show, yeah, I'm that guy, I could be tight end 1, and then you can just wash your hands playing with Logan Thomas. Next guy that I think could potentially get cut is Sadiq Charles. Now, y'all know how I feel about Sadiq Charles, bro. I was excited about the draft pick with Sadiq Charles, because I thought he could potentially be something. Remember, he was drafted as a tackle, but we quickly realized his arms were too short, so now he's gonna be a guard in this league. And the thing is with Sadiq Charles, he cannot stay healthy, and we barely get to see what we have in Sadiq Charles, because he's rarely on the field. And that's the thing with me. It's like, bro, how are you constantly hurt and you don't even play? You rarely play, but you're always hurt. If it ain't a concussion, it's a knee. If it ain't a knee, it's a back. It's just always something wrong with Sadiq Charles, man. I think this is his last camp, last year to show what he got. They may keep on to him because of depth purposes, but that's why you got Braden Daniels. That's why you got Chris Paul. That's why you got Gerard Jones, Jones Smith from the XFL that could potentially play tackle / guard. This is why you have multiple depth guys, so you can move on from guys like Sadiq Charles if they don't cut it. I think Sadiq Charles, we gave him multiple chances to show what he got and potentially be a starter. Remember, I thought Sadiq Charles could have potentially been a starter for this team. Thing is, again, he's rarely on the field, So I think this is the last chance for Sadiq Charles, to be honest with you. And if it doesn't work out with him this year, then they're probably going to end up cutting him. Now, my next guy that I have that I personally think could potentially get cut is Dax Mill. Dax Mill is a guy that I like, okay? He gets a lot of hate for no reason. It's because he's not the best punt returner. Now, y'all know how I feel about the punt return duty, okay? Yeah, he's not the best returner, but at least he catches the ball. At least he's not Steven Sims. And that's why I cut him the benefit of the doubt. I like Dax Mill. I think he's a solid guy that you can have on your roster. Is he an exciting player? No, not really, but he's definitely good for a third down conversion. He's definitely good for corralling in the punt, the kickoffs. He's not going to give you a 45-yard return on a kickoff or a punt. And I know that's what's exciting and that's what you probably want, but he's
he's not going to give you that, but you know what he is going to give you. He's going to give you the ball on 1st and 10 and not turn the ball over. That's what I like. So I think Dax Mill gets overhated, but I could definitely see him potentially getting cut. Especially if Casimir Allen, he actually turns out to be something that they've been loving so far at the rookie minis. If he turns out to be a gadget guy that can go out there and play receiver, play in the backfield, you know, field punts, field kickoffs, they could definitely be the end of Dax Mill. And you already have a stacked wide receiving core in front of them. So I could see them cutting Dax Mill. I don't know if I would do it unless Casimir Allen is just blowing you away. I don't know if I would do it. Because again, he's a for sure 3rd down machine, you know. So Dax Mill is definitely a guy that's replaceable, but I don't know unless you feel comfortable and Casimir Allen and other guys can suit that role. So I think genuinely his way of staying on his roster is showing what he can do as a punt return. Maybe he got better. You know, he was supposed to be just a receiver, but I feel like since we have so many receiving threats, all right, I think they want to hold on to Dax Mill if he can do the punt duties, right? I don't think him showing his ability to be a pass catcher and just be a receiving threat is going to be enough. Hopefully it is, you know, because I don't never like to see guys be cut unless they're just absolutely terrible and trash. But it could be the end of Dax Mill before we know it. So the next guy that I have on my list is that could potentially get cut is one Cornelius Lucas. Now y'all know I love C. Luke. I think we all like C. Luke because he's that versatile swing tackle that can play left and right, that can come in for you, play a couple games if your starter goes out. He could potentially be getting cut though, because like I said, we just signed the guy from the XFL, Gerard Jones-Smith, who has long arms. His length is amazing with his arms. So they said he has tree branches for arms. So he's gonna be a guy that could potentially be in this rotation. And the big thing about the XFL, their seasons just ending for real. So he's already in football shape. And then you go right from that to training camp. He's a guy that's been around though for a while. He had a gruesome injury. He's been around for a couple teams in the NFL. Then he went to the XFL and he was on like the All-Pro team for the XFL or All-XFL team for offensive linemen this year. So he got some talent. He's only 27 years old, so he could potentially be that swing tackle that we're looking for as far as a depth piece go. And if Braden Daniels pans out, and he's a guy that could potentially play guard and tackle. But if he pans out too, the guy that we just drafted from the Utah Utes in the draft, if he pans out, then it really could be the end for Charles Leno. For Cornelius Lucas. And I just mentioned Charles Leno. Charles Leno is not the 5th guy on this list. He's an extra guy that I put down that could potentially get cut because he is a guy that I think they still like, and he's still average. Now, I personally would love to upgrade the left tackle position. Charles Leno, I don't have any problem with him, but he's average, bro. He's average, and I don't want average as my left tackle. So if Braden Daniels, like I just mentioned, pans out, Leno could be in trouble too. Because then he could potentially be that left tackle for us, and then you got Gerard Jones-Smith from the XFL backing him up. And then you got Chris Paul as the right guard, left guard situation. Left guard, particularly because Sam Cosmi, I think, has that right guard spot locked down. So if these guys pan out like they think they can, taking a chance on them, it could be the end of the road for some of these older guys. C. Luke is still good, okay? C. Luke's talent isn't the issue. It's just that he's old. He's like 30, 31 years old, and they want to get younger at those positions. So I'm not mad at him for moving like that. And if this is how it's going to happen this summer, I would not be surprised. So it could definitely be some shakeups at the end of training camp this summer, y'all. So please pay attention and please keep your eyes peeled for this roster because it can look totally different than it looks now. So with that being said, these are the 5 guys and an extra one that I threw in that could potentially get cut / on the bubble headed into training camp. So let me know what you guys think about my list down below. Leave your guys, maybe somebody that I missed or somebody that you think is potentially on the bubble. Leave them down below in the comment section. section. I'll be reading each and every comment. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hails to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to check out Juan Gotti TV. See you guys next time. Peace. Cost me one time, that's gonna get you pop. Get you pop.